Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about getting comfortable with Speechcraft. First, we're going to go over what Speechcraft is. Then we're going to talk about why should you do Speechcraft. Then we're going to talk about promotion, preparation, and execution. Because what we're here about today is we're going to talk about how we can actually get it done. You've agreed to do it. Let's figure out how we can do a good job with it. What is Speechcraft? It's a multi-session workshop for new or non-Toastmasters. It teaches the fundamentals of public speaking. So instead of saying we're going to be getting everybody to be the greatest Toastmasters in the world, we're just going to get them the fundamentals, the very first 3 speeches, for example, in the Competent Communicator. Strong mentoring aspect. That's a really big key part of what Speechcraft is all about. You, as members, are going to be much better leaders and mentors after this. And you might think to yourself, oh boy, it's a little much. Trust me, it's very easy. Similar to a normal club meeting, you have a structured agenda, you have guides and workbooks and things like that that are going to help you figure that out. In reality, it may sound daunting, but it's actually easier because the structures and agendas are given to you. So it's actually easier. It's less planning, not more. Targeted educational speeches where you say, we're going to teach them about this particular thing today, so that next week the participants will be prepared to do that particular thing. We're going to teach them how to give an evaluation. We're going to teach them how to introduce people. We're going to teach them how to give a basic speech. Participants do more and more each session. The first session is all you guys. You're going to walk them through basically what Toastmasters is and get them prepared for the second workshop session, which is giving their icebreakers. Then, more and more and more, they're going to be doing more things. They're going to introduce each other. They're going to evaluate each other. And at the end, you guys don't do anything, pretty much. Similar to a normal club meeting, like I said, you have guides and workbooks, targeted educational speeches, and the participants do more each session. It can be used to start a new club. And you train a lot of new people quickly, and you get help from strong Toastmasters in the area. Alright, so promotion. You'll have to come up with a plan. Instead of just saying, we're going to do this thing, you have to think, how do we bring these people in? You're going to need everyone's help. For example, your president, Kyle, cannot just do this by himself. Or maybe Mike is the one who decided he wants to do Speechcraft. It can't be just him. It has to be everyone. You have to get a handful of new people. Give yourself at least a month. Now you guys are talking about doing it in April. Good time. You have a good amount of time to build this up. Have a membership building campaign. Get your VP of membership, get your public relations vice president, pretty much everybody, to build a plan together so that you can find out how you get to target those people. You guys talked about club growth today. Take those ideas and start forming a plan for them. I see that right here. There we go. Start forming a plan for these ideas that you had. There are 3 prongs that I'm going to suggest: personal, physical, and digital. For personal, you're going to talk about word of mouth. What can you do personally, individually? What can you do when you're interpersonal communication? You go to your work, go to your friends, and say, hey, you know that thing I do on Thursday mornings at 8 a.m.? Or, why I come in, super early, or I don't get into work as early as usual because I go to this thing. You should come see what it's all about. The physical, we talked about flyers, right? Right on here. Yeah, create a flyer of some kind saying whether or not you're talking about your club or Speechcraft in general. There are flyers on the district website and the Toastmasters website where you can find flyer formats that you can go ahead and just personalize. If there's already a Speechcraft flyer, you put in your club name, time, date, blah, blah, blah. Your contact information so that people get more information. And of course, digital. We've talked about your Toastmasters website. If you have a Twitter account or a Facebook group or anything like that, use it to its best effect. If you do anything about Meetup, or if you do anything, if, let's say, for example, we're in a pretty corporate area, if this is promoted by any of your workplaces, try to find out if you can put anything digitally, whether it's SharePoint or whatever it is that you can do, so that you can get the word out digitally. Preparation. Speechcraft kit. Of course, I gave you guys one of these already, but this is important. Not only do you just have it, but you should actually go ahead and take a look at it. Open it up and pass the different items around, but I'll walk through. So, for example, if you are not 100% sold on what is going on or what Speechcraft is, here you go. This is really more about selling people what it is. It says Speechcraft is your club's #1 membership building tool. Who doesn't want to build membership in their club, right? But anyway, this will, if you're not 100% sold, go ahead and read through this. Then, go ahead and pass that around if you want. Then, if you're looking to try to get people, this is going to be the flyer you want to give them. You only have a few of the previous flyer, but for this one, you're going to have a lot more. And I'd be happy to give you more if you feel like you're going to be able to give a bunch more. This is more about trying to get someone to sign up for Speechcraft, telling them it's their opportunity to succeed, and kind of introducing them to the idea of Toastmasters and what the Speechcraft program is all about. Pass that around. Now, I was mentioning earlier, oh boy, mentor, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Not only is it really easy in the sense that you're just going to guide them through your first 3 speeches, which may sound daunting, but at the same time, who hasn't given their first 3 speeches yet? You all have, right? So let's pretend you're on your 4th speech. You've already given 3 speeches. You can tell people what you did, and that's it. But there's a little bit more to it, not too much more, but here there's a little sheet that says how to be a Speechcraft advisor. I'm going to pass that around. You get a handful in your kit, so I suggest to pass those around as well. Now here's a really important part of the Speechcraft kit. This is the coordinator's guide. You get 3 of them. Sometimes some clubs only need 1, some need 2, some need 3 or more. I'm going to actually pass out a bunch because I end up getting a whole bunch of these, and they're usually a little bit left over. I'm going to pass out a whole bunch of these. Why don't you keep them? Pass one around and keep them. The coordinator's manual is really your biggest tool, and looking through this is going to get you really, really far in understanding what Speechcraft is and what it's all about. And you're going to have a really good understanding of each of the individual agendas. You'll notice that there are listed potentially 8 sessions, although we typically suggest 4. There is a truncated schedule if you look through that, but the idea here is it gives you your agenda, tells you what people are going to be expecting, and a whole bunch of different tips for how to carry out those particular agendas. There's also a workbook. The workbook, I notice you guys have your kit open right here, so I'll pass out one workbook. Don't keep that. You guys need that. The workbook is what you'll be giving out to the participants. That is kind of like their little cheat sheet mini version of the coordinator's guide. Doesn't give them the agenda. Really just follows through their assignments. There's a page or 2 of reading per chapter that they'll go through each week, and at the end they have an assignment. Usually things like give your icebreaker speech or evaluate another speaker, things like that. There are a couple more things in there. There are a whole bunch of fun certificates, like, ooh, the coordinator's going to get their supervisor certificate, things like that. But we'll skip those in the interest of time. So, after that, choose your coordinator. Have you guys figured out your coordinator? All right, great. Plan your session agendas. Get a lot of help there. Mentoring. Make sure everyone is prepared for mentoring. And prepare your members by doing something like having me come by. All right. All right. Execution. Did I skip any? No, we're good. All right. Execution. Make a good first impression. In your first meeting, make sure you do a really good job. Maybe you lay out some food or drinks or whatever it is, and make sure everyone has everything they need. Make sure they have their workbooks. Make sure you get paid, stuff like that. And send detailed emails early and a reminder email. That means the coordinator is going to send out the detailed emails of exactly what to expect, because these are new people. They're going to make mistakes. Even the current members are going to have their world a little bit messed up a little bit. They're going to make some mistakes. So make sure everyone is very prepared, and you send reminder emails. Encourage current members to attend. Let's say Mr. Albert here doesn't have a role for this upcoming week. Show up anyway. We're going to need the advisors and mentors to help people out, and you're going to have tips and tricks to help people when they're done with the session. They say, what do I do now, right? Be flexible. Realize that if you have 5 people join, one of them might get skittish and they might not show up the following week. Be flexible. Make sure you have that extra speech. Or if you have too much, if you have 2 people going too long, you have 5 people and they start talking a little bit too long, you might have to cut out your educational speech. Instead, send them an email with your outline or something later on. Make your final session fun. Do something like invite the area director over. Apparently you already have the area director here. Or you have the district director, for example, in this club. Have somebody give a special speech at the end. Could be me, could be somebody else. And if there's plenty more to talk about. We obviously don't have enough time. I am your district Speechcraft chair. There's a whole bunch of links here. I'll be happy to send these slides out so you can go ahead and review a whole bunch more. I overhauled the Speechcraft webpage with tons of different videos, all the videos I've been taking, videos I've done from the fall conference, from the TLI, and a whole bunch of really cool workshops and stuff that I've seen online. With that, I'll turn it over to the Toastmaster.